So hey guys, it's Manav and today I'm going to bring you some new content by showing you who actually started both World Wars, aka World War 1 and 2. So let's get straight into the video. Now, pre-World War 1, aka before World War 1, we have our alliances, aka the countries who friended each other, mainly Britain and Belgium, Russia and Serbia, Germany and Austria-Hungary. We have many more, but we're only including the main ones. Now, our strongest powers or strongest countries were Germany and Britain. Now, before the Great War, it was a race to the best between all of Europe. Now, every country of Europe, or most of them, tried to become the strongest empire or nation, mainly making themselves very strong, the main theme of the power. Now, our team won, aka the Allied powers. So Russia, France, Italy, the United Kingdom, and the United States were all part of the Allied powers. Now, Team 2 were the Central powers, aka Germany, Ottoman Empire, Italy, and Austria-Hungary. Now, all these countries were going against each other, aka the ones in the blue right now were fighting the ones in the red. Now we have World War 1. In 1914, a man by the name Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who was the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, and his wife went on a ride in Sarajevo, Bosnia Herzegovina. Now remember the place Sarajevo, because later on in the video we'll recognize that it's a very important place right now. Now this meant that who was the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary means that Archduke Franz Ferdinand actually was kind of the prince of Austria-Hungary. Now, that's when they were assassinated by a Serbian. Now, during the time, a Serbian assassin just came and ended their lives right away. Now, since they were assassinated easily, the Austrians declared war on Serbia. Because after realizing that the Serbians attacked their prince, so the Austrians were like, okay, it's time to end you, Serbia, and declared war. And the Serbians asked Russia for help because they were all Slavic countries. Now Russia agreed and decided to join the war. Now Slavic mainly means that some people have different DNA than the others, so they're kind of Slavic. Now some countries which are mainly Slavic are Russia, Serbia, Ukraine, Belarus, etc. Now, during the time, Russia and Serbia were both Slavic countries, so they actually decided to help one another. Now, Austria didn't sit there, no. He asked Germany for help. Germany then also agreed to join the war, and then the main war started. When the Germans started to attack the French using the Schlieffen Plan, which went to go through Belgium. Now, the Schlieffen Plan actually meant that, okay, so before they strike, now we'll have to strike. So whoever strikes first is basically an advantage. That's what was happening during that time. So Germany decided that, okay, before the French or Russians, because they were already a big threat to Germany, and that they were having a collision and a type of agreement with each other. So the Germans thought that, okay, it's time to attack them before, using the Schlieffen Plan, which meant that they'll go through Belgium, aka instead of attacking France directly, they'll cross Belgium. Now, as we saw in the few moments ago, Britain was allies with Belgium and actually wanted to help its ally by joining the war against Germany. Now already, Germany was in a huge disadvantage, so it sent a message to Mexico which said to attack the US. I don't know why, but the plan backfired with Britain taking that message and showing it to the US that, hey, Germany wants to attack you via Mexico. So the US thought, okay, now we'll attack them first by declaring war on Germany. Now, since Mexico didn't get the message and nothing happened to them, so Mexico more of a neutral country. Now, our suspects Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Serbia. Now, place your guesses in the comments down below on who started the war, Germany, Austria-Hungary, or Serbia. Now let's check what happened. Germany attacked Russia, Belgium, the UK, the US, and had also killed millions of people, while Austria-Hungary attacked mainly Serbia, and also they lost their prince. Now Serbia provoked most of Europe to join the war, or the start of war to be precise. Now our results are Germany with 0%, Austria with 60%, Serbia with 40%. Now, you may be thinking, why is this like this? But even though Germany did the most damage, we are only counting who started it. So Germany could have attacked France, Britain, Russia. Even if it started attacking the world, it won't be getting a single percentage. Okay? But because we're only counting who started it, such as if that event never happened, that war will never happen. It's 100% guarantee. Now the Serbians did the assassination, which to make Austria start the war. Most of it by actually inviting Germany, who continued Austria's war strategy. Okay, we can see that the Serbs are actually gaining an advantage, but we see that the assassination was done by a Serb. Then why are we seeing that Austria started it? I mean, the assassination was done by a Serbian, right? So Sarajevo, the place I told you before, is the place where the assassination happened, and is actually located in Bosnia Herzegovina. So it's actually having a backstory on why that place is so important. But it's only one of many, as this place hated being controlled by Austria-Hungary, because in 1908, Austria-Hungary annexed Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, this area actually has many Serbians and Bosnians. Now, I have a question for you guys. Now, isn't it foolish to go in the part of your country that hates you? Doesn't Bosnia hate Austria-Hungary? Yeah. Then why did they go on a car ride there? That's the big question right now, which you may try to answer down below in the comments. So now we're going in World War II, aka skipping almost 20 years. We have the Axis, aka Germany, Italy, Japan, and Sweden with a question mark. Allies to Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, Italy, US, China, UK. Now, if you were smart, you may have noticed that Sweden had a question mark before I told you, and they're too early. Why so? Because they have some backstory, and Sweden is not included in it, so I'm going to tell you right now. So what happened that Sweden declared neutral, while they also allowed the Germans to go through them, and did not tell about it to the other allies. While they also tried to support the allies a little bit. So that's what happened actually. So Sweden was more of a middle. Now we're mainly including it in the Axis because it also helped the Axis first. It first helped the Axis, that's why. Now Italy is 2 times because it changed to sides, of course, just like Romania. Now let's start with the life of Hitler and why is he so much hated. So Hitler was born in Austria-Hungary and was a pro-German. His dad was actually not supportive on that idea and proceeded to put it in a pro-Austrian school. Now during that time, Germany and Austria were actually enemies and did not like each other. So Hitler was born during that time and was actually liking Germany. So he actually liked the country that is the opponent of the country that he lives in. And his dad was a pro-Austrian, so he decided to keep it in a school already and make him shut up. So after some time, when Hitler's family died one by one, he decided that okay, it's time to go to art school as he loved art. And he tried twice, but he failed not once, but twice. Once in 1907 and the other in 1908. both times he actually failed the art school, which is kind of depressing. Now, after the beginning of the Great War, he took part in it as a German soldier, aka when the war began, the Great War, aka World War I. So he actually supported Germany by joining the army. Now, he fought miraculously, but he somehow survived, even being spared by a British soldier. Now, that British soldier was about a commander to general type, and he saw that Hitler was actually really wounded and decided that, okay, it's time to spare him and not end his life. Now, that is when the war ended and Hitler decided to become a politician and help the Germans. In quotation marks, to be precise. Now, President Paul von Hindenburg appointed Hitler as a chancellor. This meant that the president during that time appointed Hitler that, okay, you can be the chancellor of the entire country. Now, Hitler, being Hitler, decides to invade Poland and Austria. Now, the Austrians were given a chance to vote to be annexed by Germany or not, which was actually called the Anschluss. Now, the Austrians said, okay, we want to be owned by Germany. So that's what Hitler did. I'm pretty sure if the Austrians said no, then Germany would still attack. Now, with Poland, he actually tried to befriend the USSR and decided to attack Poland with it so they can claim some land. Well, Poland was actually supported by France and Britain. That's where he befriended the USSR so that France and Britain can go away. Now, he also took parts of Czechoslovakia and later annexed it and invaded France, Britain, and the USSR. Okay, he broke the friendship with Russia and also declared war on France and the UK, which was kind of a foolish move. Now, let's get to the results, because we have talked about what happened in the start, so let's get it. So we'd say that Germany would have gotten 60 to 65%. It's debatable, while Austria could have gotten 35 to 40%. Mainly because Hitler was actually born in Austria, we could say that, but on the contrary, he became the leader of Germany, which is actually appointed by a German. So it's kind of 50-50, you could say, because who knew the consequences? And that's the main reason. So thank you, and like